Welcome. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. My name is Fentio, Tahiru Fentio. Coming up over the next 90 minutes, Kumasi and Kotoko suffer second defeat at home. Can Bechem United capitalize and set up a dramatic finish to the season? That's to come a little later. Also, in the League, the title chase continues unabated. Liverpool and Man City unstoppable at the moment. The two of them will look back at all of the action from the Premier League. Man United's hopes of qualifying for the Champions League next season all but dashed now. But Arsenal back in contention. What have they done right? Back-to-back victories against Chelsea and against United, games they were expected to lose. What's Mikel Arteta doing so correctly? Over in Spain, there wasn't a lot of La Liga action, but I tell you what, there was Copa del Rey final and Real Betis won their first trophy since 2005. We'll show you some highlights from there. In Italy, Inter Milan went top on Saturday, then AC Milan in dramatic fashion reclaimed top spot as the title race looks set to go straight down to the wire. In Germany, there's a champion, 10th straight league title for Bundesliga champions Bayern Munich. In France as well, PSG, Lionel Messi with his first title, PSG with their 10th, Mauricio Pochettino with his first. There's boxing as well to come. We know already, the undisputed. Fury. The Fury came down on Dylan Whyte yesterday. All of that, plus your messages. This show is live and interactive, so feel free to share your messages with us, your thoughts with us on all of the action. Use the hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. Use that hashtag Scorecard on Twitter. Leave your messages with the hashtag. I'll retweet them, share them with as many of our viewers as possible. Also, alternatively, you can send me a message on the WhatsApp line there. We'll take a short break. When we come back, I'll introduce my guest and we'll go straight down to showing you some highlights. Welcome back. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. So like I said, there's also F1, of course. Max Verstappen won the race in Imola Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton, Mercedes, not sure what's going on with them, but big error there from Charles Leclerc, denying him victory, or at least a podium finish. But also, don't you forget, like I said, there's plenty to come here on the show. I'll read as many of your messages as possible. But the men to help me put perspective on all of the weekend sporting action are right here. I have to say, though, that the members of the Ghana 4x100 meter relay team are absolutely smashing it. After the record-setting run from Benjamin Azamati, 9.90, yesterday, Joseph Paul Amor dropped a sub-10-second run in the 100 meters for the first time in his career. He finished 9.94 seconds. So that's two members now under 10 seconds, shaping up quite nicely for the World Championship. But Coach Christopher Nimley is here, as well as Daniel Cranting. Coach?
Today, I like your energy. Hey!
How are you?
I said,
everybody says,
no, look.
I'm always energetic.
No, you see, don't push me to say what I shouldn't be saying here. When I say I like your energy, this man, he wants to get into problem. You want to get into problem. I said, I like your energy.
Thank you very much.
Because since the fasting period,
yeah.
Goodness me, this is the most energetic introduction I have seen. And I understand why. Don't you understand why? Oh, Charlie. Oh, God. I'm good, man. I'm good.
You asked me to lose the belly. I have lost the belly.
What I'm saying,
and you haven't congratulated me.
And I'm saying that.
He's glowing.
You see, when you're happy, I'm happy.
Yes.
And I'm happy for you. You know, I've long waited for today, and I'm happy for you. That is why it sums up the energetic introduction. Yeah. And look, it's always been like that, but this one is super.
Thank you very much.
I'm grateful.
Yes. How are you?
Oh, goodness. You are glowing.
You all right?
You are glowing.
Are you all right?
You are glowing.
Yes.
Look at your smile.
Thank you. What about you? Are you okay?
I'm very well.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no.
Coach, the mischief is too much. But even before we show up, namely what I was talking about, the members of the men's relay team, they are individually they are smashing it too.
You see, the problem is this. What are we doing as a country
to help them?
Nothing.
Yeah. That's always a problem.
So don't talk about them. These guys are all alone
No, we'll
by
keep talking
themselves.
about it.
You
So
see,
people
when I
see
say-
that they're doing well.
Exactly. Have you sent the video, the audio of the lady to the minister?
Yeah.
As I requested the other day.
Yes.
Granty, remind me on Sports Panorama on Friday.
Yes.
What was the feedback?
Yeah. We are handling it.
So I shouldn't.
You don't worry, they are handling it. Yeah. You see, right now, we're actually in a very, and that's the thing, we're actually in the best era we have ever been in terms of athletics.
that's true.
Because
Definitely.
at the moment, Ghana's 100-meter record holder is still competing.
Which one of them
The
did the high jump?
Yes, I'm coming to the 200-meter record holder is still competing, is active now.
Yes.
And think about all the great athletes we have had in the past, from Emmanuel Kora, to Emmanuel Tufor, to Aziz Zachary. These guys
Miles
are running
Mills,
faster than them.
And those
Leo
people. And
Miles
these
Smith,
guys
exactly.
are running faster than them.
Exactly.
And we have the All African Games coming here
Yes.
in Ghana. The Commonwealth Game will be coming very soon. The World Champions League.
Yes.
This is if only.
Even the African Athletics Championships is this year in Mauritius. So you're looking at Benjamin Azamati, record holder 100 meters. Yes, Joseph for Amwa, record holder 200 meters. He also has the second fastest time ever in Ghana's history in the 100 meters.
And the 4x100.
They have the record as well. Then even in the women, the record holder in the high jump is still competing. The record holder in the long jump is still competing.
The interesting thing is that Joe Paul's time this weekend is actually faster than the previous record.
Yes.
So faster than the time, the
of
9.97.
Leo
he's
Miles
broken his
Smith's record.
record.
Yes.
So that's
So imagine.
Look,
so Leo
invest.
Miles Smith's record was 9.98, and Joe Paul dropped 9.94. So if it wasn't for his teammate Benjamin Azamati, he would have been record holder.
There you go.
So the two fastest men in the history of Ghana over 100 meters are alive and competing.
We are contributing nothing as a country. So for me, you see, the people in charge, Fentio, we have been saying this thing
For long.
year
So don't repeat
after
yourself.
year.
Don't repeat
When
yourself.
at all would they see the need to give what is due to
To the people who
every-
deserve it.
every discipline? Nobody is saying the quantum of money given to football should be given to these guys. But within their own right, within the sports in which they find themselves, if they are due something, just give it to them.
You see, the funniest thing is that come next year at the African Games, the most medals will come from athletics.
Yes.
Football with the 23 players could compete
that is
for
just
one
limited
medal.
to only one medal.
Interesting. That is if we win one.
There you go.
Anyway, all right, guys, let's move on. Show you some Ghana Premier League highlights. First up, Hearts of Oak. They played on Saturday. They took on Accra Lions. It was an Accra derby, if you like, and it was a convincing victory for them. 3-0, they won. Take a look.
Referee whistles. Game underway here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Samari delivers. And Amankwa is very alert on that side. Awako. Obin Jr. Here is Salifu. Apia Kubi now. Daniel Friabani makes it 1-0 for the Phobians.
Apia Kubi applied the save, but Bani was on hand to apply the finishing touch from the rebound. And Salifu, this is what Hartsville have missed in this tide. A player who's got the ability to wiggle around bodies, who's got an imagination.
Here they come again, Hartsville. Now B Jr. Brilliant save from Apia Kubi. And Bani will go to congratulate him. That's an amazing save. Referee whistles. Hamidou delivers. Deflects off the wall for a corner. That's a nasty challenge.
Yeah, look at how high he gets. And he catches him on his ankle. That is a reckless challenge of the game he's trying to prevent. Now the referee is going to give the card, and it's
a red card, yes. Hamidou swings one in, and Aiz just alert and grabs it firmly for the Phobians. Hamidou kills one in, and half-time at the Accra Sports Stadium. Accra Lions 0, Hartsville 1. Whistles, and here we go for second half football here at the Accra Sports Stadium. The Phobians pushing for the second, and what a goal they scored.
Yeah, one moment they are defending, the other moment they are finishing it. But the goalkeeper is already, wrong-footed. He can't, even though it's not the most powerful effort.
Samari's delivery. Good goalkeeping from Ai. But it's Hatzabok still pushing for the third. Good goalkeeping and great defending from Amu Mensah. Muntari's corner. Oh, that's the third goal. Daniel Friabani gets his brace.
He has been game over for a while, but this one is the icing on the cake. Muntari's whip on the ball is really good. And he falls perfectly on the head of Bani. Bani didn't even need to really jump.
All right, so Hatzabok secured their first away win in 8 games. It's been a long time. 3-0 win, as convincing as it gets. Kotoko, top of the league. They lost last weekend to RTU. So they needed to get back to winning ways, and they had the perfect opposition to do so. Legon Cities, who had been very inconsistent, with the former Kotoko coach Maxwell Knodu coming to town, well, it ended in tears for the Porcupine Warriors.
For this epic encounter, ball picked up by Hans Kofi, seems to be good enough. Jonah Atukwe is in a scoring position, checks in but slips in the process. Ball is cleared, but Salom Yao Bless has given the advantage of a penalty.
In a very good position, very, very dangerous player. Would turn beautifully here. It seems there was contact.
He makes himself big in the goal post here. Legon Cities go 1, 2, 3. Let's go number 1 for Legon Cities.
Superb penalty. Expertly taken penalty. Just look at how he was able to sweep the goalkeeper.
It's crossed in nicely. Oh! Where was the marking? He registers a goal in his name.
What a way to score your 4th goal of the season. Ripped apart again. Just look at the pass from Hans Kofi. And then he moved from where he moved from. Nobody located the run of Hans Kofi.
Another opportunity for Imoro to bend one through. Pressure on Kotoko, get themselves back into the game. That's the man who came on just a few minutes ago.
No marking whatsoever. Just look at that delivery. Superb one. It wasn't dealt with the first time, but just look at with a serial, with a perfect pinpoint header, and the supporters.
Michel Otwenwell. Referee Salom Yao Bless believes that we've had enough, but it's halftime here at the Baba Yara Stadium. Well, we're back here at the Baba Yara Stadium.
Legon Cities playing so well, as well as Kotoko.
Tukwe has been let loose once again. Sent in a decent cross. The header is on, and Legon Cities restore.
I tell you, Sinful with a brilliant pass, and Atukwe with that wonderful delivery, and 2 Legon Cities were waiting for that cross. Hans Kofi got at the end of it and bang at the back of the net. That lad had no chance at all.
And Legon Cities at this stage playing with so much confidence. Fabio Gama with a shot, and again it's grabbed nicely. Swings one in. Oh! Another free header.
Straight into Neuer, and who was there? Nobody there. It was a free header.
Kotoko come forward. Now the decent cross. Oh, that nearly resulted in a comeback goal.
Samuel Boateng with that header. Just look at that header.
And the referee brings them.
Well, it's again where a lot of people would say Kotoko deserved to lose. Horrible defending, and they paid dearly for it. Let me show you the full results from match week 26 of the Ghana Premier League. So there you go. Hatzabok's victory was on Friday night. Ashko won away from home at Great Olympics in Accra. A great game for them. Midiama also beat Wafa. So Wafa can keep a consistent run going. RTU followed up their victory over Kotoko with a draw away at Elmina Sharks, fellow relegation candidates. So that was crucial. King Faisal finally avoided defeat for the first time in 8 games. They got a 1-1 draw at Dreams. Gold Stars beat 11 Wonders 1-0. Chelsea 1-0 against the Jana Stars as well. Kotoko's defeat confirmed there. Bechem United and Karela United is on Monday night at 3 p.m. Let me show you the table. So if Bechem United can win that game tomorrow, they cut Kotoko's lead at the top to 5 points. At the moment, though, it remains at 8 points. Hatzabok's victory took them up to 5th on the table with 40 points. So they're still a long way off from the top, 12-point difference. And as you can see, there's 9 games remaining to the end of the season. RTU are out of the relegation zone. They are now 15th on the table. Taking their place are 11 Wonders, who have now moved a step downwards. Wafa couldn't follow up their victory from last weekend with another one. They lost again, which means they remain rooted second from bottom. Elmina Sharks, there you see, they failed to beat RTU, and they remain bottom of the table. All right, let's put some little perspective on the games. Hearts of Oak victory, obviously, looked very routine. Great victory for them. Let's focus a little bit more on Kotoko and their defending, especially coach. You were watching, you were shaking your head, you couldn't believe what you were seeing. And especially following what we saw last weekend, where it almost looked like they gifted a lot of the goals from goalkeeping mistakes, defensive errors. They followed that up with another shambolic showing.
Look,
that's 6 points dropped.
We've said this throughout the season, that the number of chances that Kotoko tends to give the opposition is becoming too unbecoming.
Yeah.
And for me, they lack proper leadership at the back. I have always said on this show that if the other teams were a bit clinical or deadly, Kotoko shouldn't be leading the league with the margin. Yes, maybe they'll be leading the league, but not with the margin of points that they are currently
at some
leading.
point, it was even 12 points.
Yes.
Now it's 8, even though they've lost 2 back-to-back games.
It tells you of the standard of the league, isn't it?
Yeah.
If this is the sort of defending they are going to show in the Champions League, because by virtue of the fact that they are going to win the league, surely we've got no future. And for me, the level of indecision among the Kotoko players is unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Let's take a look at some of the key moments
Not at this level.
Yeah.
Not at this level. Look.
First of all,
let's call a spade a spade. There was no way this was a penalty.
Yeah.
We have looked at it over and over again and again. For me, you see, when these things happen,
what's wrong here?
I tend to look at the position of the referee. You see, if you look at where the referee was coming from, I think he had a very clear view.
Yeah.
So there was absolutely no way he should have gotten this wrong.
So here's the...
Now look at it.
You can tell...
The Kotoko, similar to the Hearts of Oak one.
Yeah.
The
so
Kotoko
he doesn't
defender,
touch him, he does stick out his leg.
His leg is even in front. That's what makes it serious. If my leg is in front of you, how do I touch you? You understand? And if you look at the referee's position, there was absolutely no way he should have awarded this as a penalty.
And we have set the precedent now. It means he also gets a ban.
It's as simple as that, because this is even worse. This is even worse than the one given to Kotoko against Hearts of Oak. At least that one, you could clearly see that the Hearts of Oak player was very close. But this one, there was absolutely no body contact whatsoever. So Kotoko conceded from a very bad penalty.
And then
let's look at this.
Look, it's almost criminal.
Hans Kofi, he linked up play. He picked up the ball in front of the Kotoko defense, laid the pass out wide, and then in his movement into the box, no Kotoko defender, nobody tracked his run. And to me, that is amazing. That is shocking. Okay? But at the end of the day, the manner in which this thing keeps recurring, you have to look at the technical team and say, guys, what sort of defensive principles or routine have you been taking the Kotoko defenders through? At this level, you expect that as a block, as a defensive block, their movement should be in sync with each other. Absolutely nothing of the sort is being seen. And for me, it's shambolic. It's kindergarten. It's primary. If this is the sort of defending they are going to take to the Champions League, thank you. They won't go beyond the first knockout stage.
That is true.
They will not.
This is unacceptable.
Look,
he shifts the ball out wide. He's making a run infield.
Look at
nobody picks the run.
Look at the defender who is going to close the ball. If I'm the coach, if I'm the coach, if we could go back again to that second goal, I want to highlight the Kotoko's defender in particular, who had a chance to go and block the cross. If you know, not this one, the second goal. If you could go back to see his recovery, I do believe that if you are in the defensive transition and your responsibility is to go and close in the cross or try and block the cross from coming, you don't recover like that. This is very reminiscent of Wan-Bissaka against Everton, Man United against Everton. The goal that United conceded, when the ball was played out wide, you are the fullback. The player has one intention, to put the ball in the box. There must be that urgency, that desire, that determination from the fullback to go and close the player down. We didn't see anything of the sort.
Yeah.
And again, where was the 2 centre backs of Kotoko? Absolutely sleeping on the job. And for me, look, you highlight such things, but you want to look beyond this game. And looking beyond this game is Kotoko's participation in the Champions League. If they don't put an end to this kindergarten crutch way of defending, then clearly we'll go another season without having a team in the group stages of the Champions League. And to me, that's it. Look at him. Look at the Kotoko defender. Is that how to go and close them? Come and get closer to him. Yeah. There must be that determination, drive on your part to try and block in the cross. If you give the player this manner, this sort of space, and look at the cross. He picked it so deliciously. All Hans Kofi needed to do was to just tap it into an empty net. Danlad, no chance.
Okay, so that's the lowdown on Kotoko. The coach namely alluded to it. These are the teams they will be facing. The CAF Champions League is in the quarterfinal stage. Al Ahly took on Raja Casablanca. The first leg, they won 2-1. There was a controversial penalty in that game. We showed it to you here last week, but it was victory nonetheless for Al Ahly. They needed to go to Morocco and ensure that they qualified. They did that. They went all the way to Casablanca and they got a 1-1 draw, winning and progressing 3-2 on aggregate. Wow. Dramatic. What a clearance. But Al Ahly got it over the line nonetheless, and they secured their victory. What about Esperance and ES Setif? Esperance are former champions. They've won this competition many, many times. They got a 0-0 draw, and that's the fascinating thing. Got a 0-0 draw in the first leg, away from home, in Algeria. The return leg, they just needed to win at home. Well, they lost by 1-0. Setif kicked them out. All right, so that's that. Finish. You're going to get a draw at home, away from home, sorry. You come home, you're supposed to win. Should be easy for you. Then you're shocked. Sucker punch, that 1 goal. I'll tell you who else is true to the next round. Petro Atletico of Angola. They kicked out Mamelodi Sundowns. Nobody saw that coming. But it happened as well. Let me show you what the semi-final pairings now look like with the victories that were secured today. So, Al Ahly, oh boy. Of Egypt, they are true. ES Setif, Algeria, true. Petro Atletico, true. And with that, so the 2 Casablanca clubs are true to the semi-finals of the competition. Wydad Casablanca and, of course, sorry, not Wydad Casablanca. Wydad are out. Sorry, Raja are out. So there it is. So these are the fixtures. Al Ahly will take on ES Setif of Algeria in the first semi-final, and the second semi-final will be between Petro Atletico and Wydad Casablanca. This is where we are at the final semi-final stage, the last 4. Coach, we talk about quality and the teams that Kotoko will be facing in this competition.
No chance.
And these are
no chance.
These are, look at the quality of the defending in that Al Ahly versus Esperance.
Not even that.
Sorry, Al Ahly versus Raja game.
Do you know what I'm thinking about?
What are you thinking?
Look at the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As we speak today, no Ghanaian team will survive that atmosphere.
Yeah.
None of our teams.
But Al Ahly did. You mean the game between Raja and Al Ahly?
And Al Ahly. And they went all the way.
Yeah.
Under such hostile atmosphere.
And got a 1-0 draw.
They got a 1-0 draw.
Litso Masimani is working wonders.
Our players will be shaking like that. This one, Hearts of Oak and Kotoko can even form a united front.
Yeah.
They will collapse.
Yeah.
They will collapse absolutely.
Yeah.
Apart from that, look at the quality of the football.
Yeah.
Look at the quality of the goals.
Yeah.
Now, on the game between Al Ahly and then Raja.
And that's the same Raja that Hearts of Oak were supposed to beat. They were in the quarterfinals.
And we saw what they did to Hearts of Oak, isn't it?
And they had made the semi-finals in the previous 6 seasons.
Consistently. And for me, they have themselves to blame. Their keeper made a wonderful save.
Yes.
they reacted positively.
You mean to the penalty?
Yeah, to the penalty. And they reacted because it would have been a tap-in again.
Yes.
And then they
the
reacted.
defender cleared it out for a corner.
All they needed to do now was to keep. But you could clearly see before the corner was taken, they were still in the jubilant mood. Because at that time,
the clearance.
they had taken the lead. They were leading 1-0. They had gone and lost 2-1 at home.
Yes.
1-0, their away goal is still in operation.
Yes.
They were qualifying.
Yeah.
So they needed to now keep sober heads and defend the corner kick. But unfortunately, they make useless of the keeper's effort to save the penalty.
Defender's clearance.
Yes, because the resulting corner resulted in the goal, and that is unacceptable.
So there you see. So now we have our final four in the CAF Champions League. Al Ahly in a quest for a record title. I mean, they're just there every year. They're just there.
They are basically the Real Madrid of
they're the most successful football club in the world. Is Al Ahly in the world? They have the most trophies. So there they are. But massive props to Petro Atletico too for making it this far. But then with that as well, also in there an ESZT. So 3 North African teams and 1 from Southern Africa, Angola. We'll take a short break. When we come back, I'll read some of your messages. Then we'll take you to some Premier League action from England. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. This is Scorecard on Citi TV. Let me take a couple of your messages. Gambero Roland says, hi, friend. Please tell Coach and Danike that United's problem is not the coach, Woodward players or the Glazers, but it's because of referee Howard Webb. Ever since he retired, United haven't been themselves. They don't get fictional penalties and crazy additional times anymore, he says. Aqua Petit says, the Premier League admin said they support Liverpool because the Premier League admin posted after the Liverpool victory that a step closer. Step closer to wash. Are you a Liverpool fan?
They are not the league leaders as we speak.
Exactly. Step closer.
Are they closer than Man City? They are not correct.
Says, I disagree with Nimley for saying the ref had a clear view. Please let him watch the replay again. And you see that the ref's view was blocked by the second player running. So he couldn't have had a clear view. I agree. It's not a penalty. But the referee cannot be blamed in this situation.
So if he didn't see,
why did he He had a clear view. You see,
Aesthetic Apple says, we can all see that wasn't a penalty, but the referee perhaps felt the Kotoko players trailing for cut him late. But what I want to see now is those Kotoko fans who were busily defending their penalty against House of Oak. Terrible decision, in my opinion. While Gerard says, karma is real. I'm always happy when Kotoko is bleeding. Kotoko supporters are not going to the stadium because they know that their management are the ones winning the matches for their technical bench. Massive allegation. If they arrest you and say, prove this, you can't prove. That's the problem in this country. Sure. Son of Jacob says, Coach Nimley factos about the Kotoko team. The real Maolulu says, this is a clear penalty. You are rather making officiating difficult for refs. There was contact on the attacker's left foot.
The man is blind.
What? There is an illusion of contact.
Now if you look at it,
there's an illusion of contact. But if you look at it, like somebody said in the earlier message, perhaps the referee was under the impression that the trailing leg of the Kotoko player cut the Legon Cities attacker. But like Nimley explained, the player was already down. His legs were not...
And he slipped.
The he had already slipped. Was in front of his.
Yeah.
So if
he had already slipped. So you take another critical look at it. We cannot agree that it was an error and that perhaps the referee was deceived because of the nature of the action. So we can always give him the benefit of the doubt. But if you take a critical look at it, it wasn't a penalty. But it can be a mistake, and mistakes are made. And I say this, that's why I didn't personally agree with the punishment handed to referee Paddy. It's not as if it was a corrupt decision. It was a wrong penalty call.
It was a bad penalty.
It was a bad penalty.
Bad penalty, just like this one, very bad.
So in refereeing there are 4 decisions. There's a good decision, there's a bad decision, there's a stupid decision, and then there is the ridiculous decision.
Not so clear.
It's not so clear. It's not so clear.
Not so clear.
So but the bottom line is what I said, that it is not every penalty decision or every controversial decision that has to be seen as a corrupt.
Of course, of course.
We have to be able to give the referees the
Some
benefit of the doubt, and try to help them improve. And I've said this many times. If you go into the match review panel and you go and sit down and you watch a video 1,000 times to nitpick on the error of the referee, and you're not even giving the referee communication gadget, you're not giving them VAR. Let's say the Kotoko penalty incident, for example. If we had invested in technology to try and help the referee, if the referee had a second look at that, perhaps he would not give the penalty. Same as this one, all right? But we might go to the match review panel, punish this referee for this error, whereas, like somebody explained, maybe a player was obstructing his view, so maybe he didn't see it clearly. Maybe there was an illusion of contact. If there was VAR, perhaps he would change the decision. But here we are, we go and punish him for what? Because referees make similar calls all around the world, and they get corrected all the time.
It is not also a guarantee that there was VAR.
No, it's not.
Because last week we saw another referee watch a VAR, came back and did this. What the ball had hit the man?
I wasn't a Ghanaian referee. I wasn't a Ghanaian referee.
No, Ghanaian referees are better than that.
They are not like that. The Ghanaian referees win that. All right, let me read a couple more messages. Sita Mohammed says, watch the video carefully. There was a kick. Please, the right leg of the defender. There wasn't.
No, there wasn't.
Like I said, it's an illusion of a kick, but there really wasn't a kick. Watch clearly. More messages here. Good evening, guys. This is Abdul Wahid Raul. He says the FA are not serious. Some referees are not serious. Some players are not serious. Nothing seems serious about our football. After all this, our so-called football people will blame journalists. GFA is not only about Black Stars. All right. Seshi says, first of all, thanks to Mr. Nimley for his football influences and life lessons. Second, do you think Paolo Maldini alone could be the reason why AC Milan is so successful? And do you think his methods can be applied elsewhere for a club like Man United? All right, interesting message. Eugene Osetutu says, his player of the season is David De Gea. Flop of the season, Harry Maguire. Most improved player, Fred. Unsung hero, Anthony Ilanga. Signing of the season, Cristiano Ronaldo. The United season is over. He's already handing out his awards.
Just before we go on to the next thing, I want to comment on that.
The double tackle.
The tackle from the Lions player.
Oh, yes.
I think the FA will have to look at that again and then
he has
sanction
to get
the
LNT ban.
Yeah, he needs to be banned.
He is the one who should be banned to the end of the season.
Yes, because look, he catches the. If he had made any,
it's a leg
breaker.
It's a leg breaker, career-ending tackle. And we should not be seeing that from our players.
Honestly speaking, we've seen quite a number of these silly challenges this season. The players don't get punished enough. We saw one on Imuri. I think even two, was it last season or this season? Imuru suffered a couple. I think one was earlier this season. One also happened last season where he was stretched off. We didn't see enough punishment. When I say enough punishment, I'm talking about the sort of energy.
Enough.
Yes, the sort of energy they use to punish the referees. As you are saying, one mistake and
dive
he's
into
banned
a
to the end
tackle
of the season. That should also be happening to players like that, because you can't risk somebody's career. Look at what happened to Justice Blake.
Yeah.
And I think
he has never been the same player.
He's never been the same
He's never been the same
The punishment is just not enough for tackles like this. They need to put their foot down. Get them out for the rest of the season, because the fact is he knew exactly what he was doing. He had 1,001 ways to bring down a player if you want to stop him from a counter-attack. You don't dive in the air with the double foot.
He came from
and you see what annoys me is the arrogance with which he was trying to defend himself. You knew
himself.
exactly what you were doing. You give him a red card, you give him a 6-month ban. He doesn't come close to the first team. He sits, when he comes back, he learns his lesson.
Yeah, that is violent play. At least a 6-game ban, it's okay. It's enough. He will learn his lesson. Let's go to the Premier League. Arsenal hosted Man United. These two teams were basically facing each other for whoever wins would have made themselves a big opportunity to qualify for the Champions League next season. Well, Arsenal proved that they wanted it more. All right, so there's that. Man United losing, Arsenal beating them 3-1. It was as convincing as it gets. We'll get to that in a jiffy. But let me show you Manchester City. They're chasing the Premier League title. They took on Watford, and Jesus delivered them from the Hornets. All right, so Gabriel Jesus with 4 goals. Man City kept on matching. So that victory made sure that City opened a 4-point lead at the top. Liverpool needed to respond, and they were playing against Everton, their City rivals, in the Merseyside derby. It was hard, but eventually they got it over the line. 2-0 victory. Wow, 2 substitutes combining to give Liverpool that second goal and all 3 points at Anfield. Anfield was rocking. So the rest keep on matching, of course. But what about Chelsea? They hadn't won at home in 3 games. In fact, they had lost all of their previous 3 matches at home, Chelsea Football Club, before this game against West Ham. And they struggled, missed a penalty, but eventually Captain America came on and delivered the goods. Not all heroes wear capes. Captain America, Sir Christian Pulisic off the bench, giving Chelsea 3 points there. And they look like they have 3rd place locked down. The 4 results from the Premier League this weekend, here they are. There you go. Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur, you see them, they played against Brentford. They drew. That's now 2 games in a row that they haven't won. They lost last weekend to Brighton. Followed that up with another draw, dropped 4 points, and seemingly out of the race for top 4. They've not done themselves a huge favour at all. But they will play against Arsenal, who got that victory against Man United. See that at the top there. Newcastle moved up to the top half of the table. They are 9th now with a 3-0 win against Norwich. When Eddie Howe took over, Newcastle were languishing in the bottom. Unbelievable stuff. Now, another team you need to pay attention to is Burnley. After they sacked Sean Dyche, Burnley are now out of the relegation zone after 1 win and 1 draw from their last 2 games since Sean Dyche was sacked. So suddenly, it looked like there's hope for them. Before Sean Dyche's sacking, we all thought that Burnley were sure bets to go down. What a massive turnaround for them. If they can sustain that, it would be a good season. Now, another game you should pay attention to is Brighton 2, Southampton 2. Mohamed Salisu scored an own goal in this game for Southampton, but they rallied back. They were down 2.5 times. They rallied back and got a 2-2 draw. He's not in a great place at the moment as far as form is concerned, but thankfully, of course, Southampton did not lose that game against Brighton. Crystal Palace versus Leeds United is on Monday night. All right, guys, let's start with United versus Arsenal. Namely, I'll come to you on the United perspective. You had major issues about the officiating in that game as well. Daniel, I want to give you this. Arsenal have now made it 2 wins in a row after losing their previous 3 in games they were expected to win. Mm-hmm. In the 2 games they were expected to get beaten, against Chelsea, against United, they got 3 points and scored 7 goals. Mikel Arteta suddenly turned things around when nobody gave him credit.
I don't think Arsenal were Man United were expected to beat Arsenal.
At least it was supposed to be difficult for Arsenal. It was supposed to be difficult. It wasn't.
But after what happened during the week with Arsenal beating Chelsea 4-2, Man United losing 4-0 at Liverpool, I think Arsenal pretty much walked into Saturday's game as favourites against Man United. And you have to give credit to them because, yes, it's one thing walking into a game as favourites. You also have to let it count. You don't want to give your opposition a chance to have a feel in the game. And they got that early goal. That early goal was very important for them. It got the fans behind them. It got the tempo going. And from there, they dictated large embers of the first half. You have to give them credit for that. After the second goal, they took their foot off the pedal a bit, and Man United got back into it. And I feel from Cristiano Ronaldo's goal until Xhaka's goal, Arsenal, I feel they were very lucky. It was one of those games where
Arsenal were lucky to win 3-1.
I'm saying after Ronaldo's goal until Xhaka's goal, Arsenal were very lucky in the game. They took their foot off the pedal. Man United became very comfortable, especially the tail end of the first half into the second half. Very comfortable. Dalot hit the bar twice. Cristiano Ronaldo scored a goal that looked like some people say it's offside, some people say it's not offside. One of those lines that they draw in VAR. You had a penalty miss for Man United. Several opportunities where United should have and could have gotten back at 2-2. But they didn't take their opportunities. And that is what happens at this level. If you don't take your opportunities, you will by all means be punished. And then the Xhaka goal went in. And in another game, the Xhaka goal would have been ruled out for offside. So I feel it was one of those days for Man United. But you see, for Arsenal, it's very important. I always say it, at this point in the season, it doesn't really matter how you win at all. It doesn't matter if you get a very dicey VR decision going in your favor. It doesn't matter.
Just get 3 points.
Just get the 3 points, and that is what it is. And you see, it made it extra sweeter at the end of the day when Tottenham went to Brentford and failed to win. That became very essential because now Arsenal are in the top 4, and it is theirs to lose. It's back to where we were about a month ago. Yeah. And funny enough, it has erased whatever happened in the last couple of weeks with 3 defeats in 4 games. So that's the thing about football. It can switch at any time. But when you watch your form at this point, you can still see some aspects of their game that, if they don't take care, could be the main reason why they will go down. Okay. And I feel it was the reason why they lost at Crystal Palace. It was the reason why they lost at Southampton. Arsenal have this thing about it. It's not just Arsenal, it's the teams battling around the top 4.
So Arsenal
United space. They have that thing where concentration dips, and when it dips, it really dips. And in those moments, opposition teams can easily take advantage of it. If they have quality, they will punish you. And that's why I was saying Arsenal were lucky, because it just turns out that Man U are just a worse team than them. But I don't think, as it stands, especially with the absence of Partey, it's still going to be a very difficult task for them to finish in the top 4, because they need a certain level of consistency. And I feel it's going to be like what happened during Lampard's first season, this top 4 race, where the team that finishes in top 4 is not necessarily top 4 material. It's going to be down to the inconsistency of the teams around them. So you look at Tottenham Hotspur. 2 weeks ago, it looked like they were going to wrap up top 4. Then they go to Brighton,
then they lose at home to Brighton.
And then they go to Brentford, cannot win. It looked like it was a glorious opportunity for Man United to take advantage of it. They go to Liverpool, lose 4-0. Go to Arsenal, lose 3-1. Arsenal looked like they were out of it with 3 defeats from 4. All of a sudden, they've got 2 wins
they
on the
beat
bounce.
Chelsea.
So it's very dicey, but I'm still not really convinced. Although I feel that, as it stands, look, I think it will go down to that North London derby. Whoever gets in, I don't think that game will end in a draw. Whoever wins that game will probably seal the top 4, either Arsenal or Tottenham Hotspur. But for now, with Arsenal in 4th place and with 2 games or 2 points ahead of Tottenham Hotspur, it is really theirs to lose. It will be very difficult to bet against them as it stands, because there are winnable games in there. But on the basis of what we've seen in the past couple of weeks, you really cannot pinpoint who's going to take this speed. I think you just need to wait
until
the last day.
All right, you're watching Scorecard on Citi TV. Coach Christopher Nimley is here. He's got a lot of thoughts to share regarding that United defeat at the Emirates Stadium. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly. On Citi TV, we are on the last leg of the show. Coach Christopher Nimley is here. Coach, don't waste too much time on this. But we all spoke about United, and we said that it looked like their season was done. There was not much to fight for anymore. But you were still very displeased about so many events at the Emirates Stadium. Take me through that.
Yes. Okay. First of all, before I do that, I want to say good evening to a very wonderful woman. She's watching the show.
Okay.
Mrs. Goodness Ekong.
Okay.
Mrs. Goodness Ekong of ICGC Upper Room Temple. Okay. Young lady, I salute you from Coach Nimley.
Yes.
Now let me go. Look, we did a game on radio. Okay. First and foremost, if this Man United team had shown what they showed in that second half throughout the season, I believe they would have been good enough to even brush Chelsea out of 3rd place. That aside, if you have a dressing room made of selfish, greedy, very powerful, not so good players, toxic.
You need more adjectives.
Look,
viruses.
Viral is the adjective of virus.
Okay, so viral.
Oh, yes.
Whatever you want to call it. This is
viral
the
characters.
This is what you get. They have never played for the badge, and I'm happy that most of them, like I said on Sports Panorama, Zuku, Kayes. All of them, Kayes. Kaye sat from the club, so I'm happy. Now, if you go back to yesterday, for me, They shouldn't have conceded early. The first goal was a giveaway. But after that, one of the issues that, look, we should put VAR away from the game because take it or leave it. It's not aimed to solve any problem.
How do you mean?
It's rather worsening the problem. That Cristiano Ronaldo goal that was disallowed, you can clearly see that was a crooked line. Very crooked line.
Are you in the VAR room?
Didn't you see it was crooked?
I didn't see which line was in front of. I didn't.
What about the VAR line that caught Lukaku offside in the League Cup final?
You saw the Arsenal player crawling down like this, and hitting the ball like that. Did you see that? Did you see that, Fenty? Did you see that?
Yes.
That was a clear penalty. And in my view,
the Lord doesn't support that.
That player
the Lord says that if you are falling and you use your hand to support your body.
On what condition?
After being bamboozled by Sancho.
So it wasn't epilepsy that led him to fall. He's not Otashobo.
Okay, you can't say
It's not epilepsy. The guy was dummy because of the flexibility of Jadon Sancho.
Yes.
So it's part of the. Now, he fell down and was crawling with his leg and then paddled the ball.
Like
that is a clear penalty. Oh, can't you stop that?
What's the name of that insect? The one, the long insect that you're a chemistry teacher, not a biology teacher.
Oh, the centipede.
The centipede. So he was crawling like a centipede.
As if, but it was the dummy of Jadon Sancho. So
it should have been a penalty.
He was not suffering from epilepsy.
Oh, and he's not a centipede.
That's what I'm saying. So what did VAR? Oh, look.
Okay.
Why did VAR didn't allow that?
So that's your first problem.
First problem.
Okay.
Second problem. Bruno Fernandes should have been shown a red card.
That's true. That is very true.
He should have been shown an obvious red card. But
he
do you
was
know why the referee didn't show him the red card?
You're thinking for the referee now.
No, I'm not thinking for him. Obviously, I mean,
You are in his mind.
Look, he's not stupid. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
He knew he had made some very decision errors, telling mistakes. So he needed to balance the equation. He needed to balance. Look, believe me.
So you're saying that was a consideration?
Look, if the game at the time of that Bruno red card was 2-2, he would have shown him the red card. If Man United were leading Arsenal at the Emirates 3-2, Bruno would have been shown the red card. But at the time, it was 3-1. And as to why he didn't go to look at the goal that Xhaka scored, to clearly see that Eddie Nketiah
but was anywhere near the ball.
Look, he was go back.
If you look at the Xhaka goal, you see it.
Eddie Nketiah was in an obvious offside position and was blocking the view of David De Gea all day. Look at De Gea.
Sure?
To see the ball, De Gea was doing this. He wouldn't have done this if Eddie Nketiah was not in an offside position.
I see.
So that goal again should have been disallowed. So for me, look, I have drawn my conclusion.
I didn't think he interfered that much with play.
No, you should see the replay.
Here we
should
go.
see the
Now,
replay.
so look at it. You see, he's in an offside position. Now, from the replay, you see that because of his presence, De Gea is look at De Gea. He's struggling to see where the ball is coming from.
But he's nowhere near the ball.
No, it's not about being near the ball.
Blocking the view
The person
of the
who was
goalkeeper.
blocking the Gea's view was in an offside position.
Yeah, but did he intercept with did he interfere with the
seen
play?
goals like this disallowed throughout the season. It's not about
technically.
Because see, what I'm saying is
with
that
play.
his movement did not in any way interfere with the ball.
That's what I'm saying. But
He didn't interfere with the direction of the ball.
Is he?
He wasn't standing in the way of the ball and then moved out.
No.
So he was. You see, why you people are forgetting? This is my opinion.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
thought that the problem was De Gea's positioning.
No.
It's true.
De Gea saved that ball. If Eddie Nketiah is not
let's
there-
say that if De Gea was positioned to his left,
I'm coming.
and Eddie Nketiah would not be interfering with him, with his size.
You can't tell De Gea where to position
But that's
himself.
the point. If you go and stand where a player is who is not interfering with the player, and you leave where the action is, that's your problem.
Fen. Let's go back to the bench.
Okay, here we are.
If Eddie Nketiah is not where he is, De Gea saves that ball all day.
Look at how
What is
long.
De Gea doing on the left? No, what is De Gea
Because
doing
he's
there?
trying to see.
Because he's trying
And
to
look
see
at
where
how
the ball
long
is
it takes
going to
for him
come
to
from.
dive. Because
But
of
he's
Eddie
choosing the
Nketiah's
wrong
position.
place to look.
No.
If he was
So
on the
take-
left hand side, he
So
has a
take-
clear view of Xhaka.
No. That's what I'm saying. That he didn't know whether Xhaka's shot would go left or right. So I believe he was properly positioned. But what blocked his view?
Pause it
is
here for
Eddie-
me. Pause
no,
it here for me.
You can see the keeper struggling to see where the ball will be coming.
Okay, so here we are. Why was David De Gea behind Eddie Nketiah? The
no.
ball is going to the right. That's where he should-
Fundamentally, Eddie Nketiah's position is in an offside position. So the moment he blocks the view of the goalkeeper, that is the goal look.
So let me give you a good example, coach. Let's say that Eddie Nketiah in an offside position was standing to the left. Because let's say to the extreme right
So
of
he was
David De
not-
Gea. Hold on. To the extreme right of David De Gea. He's standing next to the pole like this. And then they shoot the ball goes to the left and scores. Eddie Nketiah doesn't interfere. Hold on. And De Gea was standing next to Eddie Nketiah. We should go and take offside.
All you are saying is you are bringing in situation that is not
No,
what
but it's
happened.
similar. No, you see, you are
it's
missing the point.
There's nothing similar about that. The problem is, was he in an offside position?
Yes. But
Did
was he
his
anywhere near the ball? No.
He was
not
blocking
about
the
being near
vision.
the
Not
ball.
being near the ball.
That's
He's
interfering
blocking
with
the
play.
vision
And I'm
It's
saying
not
that the
interfering.
vision that he's blocking, it has everything to do with the positioning of the goalkeeper. And that is not his fault.
No, look, if you take Eddie Nketiah from there
Yes.
and David De Gea keeps his position, he makes that is a routine save. You know him.
That's
a
not
routine-
guaranteed.
Oh boy, my goodness.
Because if see, this is my point. If David De Gea is that far away from the ball, it will be difficult for him to make it go
that ball
quickly enough
that
across.
ball was 28 yards short. If De Gea sees the ball from the moment it left the boot of Xhaka, no Eddie Nketiah, he makes makes two steps.
Yeah.
He's making the save.
So for me, your point is very well.
VAR
I just
is
don't
not
agree.
But
Yes,
friends, quickly. If we can just show the Arsenal first goal, it's at the beginning of the highlights.
The Arsenal first
Yeah,
goal.
I just want to highlight
Okay.
something. Just the Arsenal first goal. Tavares' goal.
Yeah.
You see, I always say that it's very interesting.
Here we go.
But look at this. Look at who misjudges the flight of the ball first.
That's Varane.
That's Varane.
Yes.
Is
As
Maguire
experienced as he is.
Is Maguire playing?
No, but
No, let me. I'm
Coach,
making a
you
point.
let him finish.
Is Maguire playing?
No,
Maguire
Maguire
didn't play this game.
Yes.
But these are Maguire-like mistakes.
Yes. That is
I'm
true.
telling
That
you,
is
he has
unforgivable.
infected them. This Manchester
He
United
has
defense.
infected them.
This Manchester United defense.
No, he has infected them.
See, this Manchester. It
We
doesn't
were
matter.
here
It's not about
when
personnel.
Rudiger
It's not
needed
about
to be
personnel.
cured.
No,
Coach.
it's not about personnel. You see, fundamentally, the defensive structure is non-existent.
And that's
It's not-
coaching.
That is, you see, it's not just coaching.
There's
Right
no
now,
Arsenal
it's-
defender
this
who
is-
does that.
This is beyond. It has to start from somewhere, but coaching is basic, and I feel like you can see Ragnick is not. He's not putting too much in terms of coaching. He has to solve some certain problems before coaching comes in. So that is not his job. But what I'm saying is that you see, sometimes we are a bit harsh on the players. We were sitting here last season where everybody was blaming Lindelof for Maguire's misfortunes. Now a different player has come who is a
we are
four-time
making
Champions
excuses
League
for
winner,
him.
who is a World Cup winner, and he's making the
No,
same
but that is not
mistakes.
acceptable
No,
from
you see,
Varane.
it's not
Nobody has
acceptable,
said-
but I'm
It's not
saying that
acceptable.
it is not about personal. It's not. You can change the entire defense, bring a new set of players.
We will
Alex
change
Telles
95%
was a
of
brilliant
this
player at
playing
Porto. He entered this man, and he's playing exactly the way Luke Shaw
And you see, a good
has been
example,
playing.
to back Daniel's point, what he's basically saying is this. You put Alex Telles or you put Varane in the Liverpool backline, he doesn't make that error.
So what I'm saying is, we are all saying the same thing. These players are selfish. They are greedy. They are not playing for the badge. They have sabotaged this manager because of the leaks they
Coach.
had from a member of the board that told them that Ranick has written a report. Within 1 month, all of them should be
And the
sacked.
squad was scandalizing them.
Yes. So Ten Hag will sack them. Zukui, they should go.
Let me read some messages here from WhatsApp. Good evening, Scorecard. I'm enjoying the program this evening. Keep it up. However, the penalty against Kotoko, is it a clean one comparing it to that of Kotoko against Haas? Erasmus from Ho. I'm watching you live from Dodowa inside Bawa Barracks. Kudos to my two darling clubs, Arsenal and Hearts of Oak. They made my weekend complete. I'm Rashid Ramadan. Arjun in Adanse Formina says, there's this penalty call for Man United everywhere I get to, but they've all forgotten about Fernandez's red card. We're waiting for Chelsea United to make one team and meet us. thanks to the midfield Maradona El Neni. Interesting. Well, Nimli addressed that red card. Should have been a red card. Good evening, friend. I love your shirt. Man United must up their game because there are only 8 games to play, and Arsenal don't look like dropping points. There are 5 games left. I don't know where.
Man United are actually left with 4 more.
Yes, United have 4 games left. Arsenal have 5. So if United play on Thursday against Chelsea, they have 3 games left. So I don't know where you're getting the 8 games from. All the best to United. Afote Emmanuel from Teshi. Unless Afote sent this message 3 weeks ago. And then maybe we didn't read it, so he kept resending it. Anyway, Mustafa from Techiman says, happiness in Sunday evening means Citi TV scorecard. You guys are super. Keep the fire alive. I salute all of you, and a special one to Coach Nimli. Hello, guys. You are doing a fantastic job. Keep it up. If Man United want to start winning honors again, a complete restructuring of the club must take place from the top to the bottom. Ganso in Tamale. Kojo Cookies from Chadu says, please ask Coach, if Harry Kane comes to United, who will take the penalty kicks?
We don't want Harry Kane at United. 29 years.
Daniel, address that for me, the penalty issue.
If Ronaldo is there,
Bruno is not serious.
But Ronaldo is there and Bruno is taking and missing.
look, we shouldn't dress that. We will finish the program.
Okay, thank you very much.
Let's go.
Nitojo from Temani answered, Liverpool did what was expected by getting the 3 points against Everton. The rest of the EPL matches are going to be interesting. I wish Liverpool wins the EPL title. Good evening, Fentio and company. I'm John Commodore from Kwatia. The team of the moment is Legon Cities. They punish the dog, he says. Benedict in Willency says, good evening, guys. When Tyson Fury is made furious in the ring, the only outcome is a furiously fatal knockout, as Whyte suffered this morning. Such a great boxer. Congratulations to that man. He was last night, by the way. This one says, friend Charlie, I love your sport presentation. Always glad seeing Coach Nimley and Cranton. Great combo. Enjoying the show from Tardy. Dennis sent that message. Faith Mudin Belson from Kofodia Old Estate says, Xavi should wake up and bench Dembele and Torres the night of no sleeping for the next 10 days. Okay, you said they've been sleeping on the pitch. Things not going too well. Did they win?
No, I think they lost 1-0.
They lost, so they unbelievable.
I think that's the third defeat at home.
So at home, yeah.
Stayed 1-0.
Yeah, it stayed 1-0. Look, they created all the chances.
Didn't score.
The ball just wouldn't enter the net.
Yeah. Lamek Achampon from Eduma Kasi Kesie or Eduma Kasi Kesie. I don't know if I got that correctly. He says, good evening, Fento. I would like to urge Kotoko to put this loss behind them and prepare effectively to win our next matches. Please tell our coach to desist from benching Modasiru. Fred from Mafk says, I'm waiting to see how Coach Nimley is going to talk about United's games. You heard him. Richard Atta of House of Folk, what is happening to him? He's struggling to reclaim the #1 position from Richmond IE. That's Bright in Bando. And Gabriel from Bolgatanga says, please, I need clarification on the rules of current football. Why wasn't Man U awarded the handball penalty? Well, we went over it. The rule clearly says that if a player is falling and then touches the ball as a result of trying to support his body with his hand, it's not a penalty. So the assumption was that the Arsenal player only touched the ball because he was trying to support.
After he had moved his hand.
Support. This one says, friend, tell Cranton that I'm disappointed at his analysis on Liverpool versus Everton game. He made me lose my correct bet to his over 3 goals. By the way, I'm enjoying every bit of your program. Keep it up, guys. Slightly used something from Tamale.
That guy has problem.
I don't get it. This one said, good evening, Fred. I thought Coach Nimley would have spoken about United's midweek game against Liverpool. An absolute shocker.
No, but I said last week that Liverpool beat United good. You remember I said it?
They did.
So there wasn't a need to go over that.
Let's take you around Europe, around the world, really. First up, let's stop at Italy in the Serie A. That was where AS Roma took on Inter Milan. Inter beat them good, 3-1. All right, it's convincing victory for Inter Milan. AC Milan also won against Lazio. They had to do it the hard way. They came from behind. Let me show you the full results from the Italian Serie A this weekend. So there you see Salernitana also beating Fiorentina by 2-1. Atalanta won against Venezia away 3-1. Lazio and AC Milan. AC Milan won that game, I believe, by 2-1.
2-1.
Came from behind. So they are back top of the table in the Serie A. Juventus and Sassuolo is Monday. Listen to this. AS Roma are also now, 4 points behind Juventus in the race for Champions League football. I believe that's not looking good for AS Roma at all. Let's go to 2 leagues in Europe where there are champions declared already. The first one is Germany, and then there is France as well. But even before that, let me take you to Spain and just show you briefly. Real Betis won their first title in 17 years, since 2005. The last trophy they won was the Copa del Rey. And I'm showing this because the game ended 1-1 and Betis won by 5-4 in the penalty shooter. See Joaquin there. He was there when they won the Copa del Rey back in 2005. The Copa del Rey was the maid of honor. Was the maid of honor at his wedding, namely. Wow. They took the Copa del Rey trophy to his wedding in 2005. And 17 years later, here he is again, winning it. And I'm playing this because Real Betis are coached by, you guessed it, Manuel Pellegrini. And this is his first trophy since that 2016 League Cup victory over Liverpool. So it's a massive one for them. They won in a penalty shootout after the game ended in a 1-1 draw. Terrible giveaway there. But eventually, Valencia got the equalizer, and then the match went into a penalty shootout. Clear penalty. It wasn't giving, obviously. But Valencia, there they are, eventually got their goal anyway, and the match went into the penalty shootout, which Real Betis eventually won, as I said. So that's the Valencia equalizer. You saw it there. All right, let's move it to Germany. Now, the Bundesliga champions have been declared. We said that last week, that it was going to go down to the wire. The showdown was between Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. It was the 133rd time these two teams were meeting, and it was a title decider. In the end, the result reflected what has been the situation in the league all these 10 years. Bayern Munich, 3-1 winners to secure their 10th consecutive Bundesliga title. No matter the coach, no matter they just keep winning. Julian Nagelsmann is now a Bundesliga champion. Even Niko Kovac was a Bundesliga champion. So very routine victory. Congratulations to Bayern Munich for that win. PSG also won their 10th Bundesliga title. League R title. And there were lots of firsts there because Lionel Messi scored in this game against Lyon. He ended 1-1, but he gave them the win. That's the goal. Bam. Kevin Danso, the Ghanaian, got sent off in this game for long. Kwarteng, what's the problem?
He's not Ghanaian.
He's not Ghanaian.
I said...
He has a Ghanaian name.
He has a Ghanaian name. But he plays for Austria. Yes, I know that. I'm just saying. He got sent off. But the match ended 1-1. And guess what? When PSG started celebrating the title, the fans left the stadium to go and celebrate outside. They weren't interested in celebrating with the players because this is not what they want. What they want is the Ligue 1 title. Daniel.
It's even the manner in which you go a man up, you score a goal, but you still concede.
Unbelievable.
Pochettino and his team, they are not serious.
Then people are saying we should go and bring Pochettino to come and coach.
And Pochettino's first league title as a coach.
He should stay there.
Yeah, according to Le Parisien,
they're
getting rid of him. Yeah.
I'm sure they're going for Zidane.
Very, very likely. Let's show you some boxing. Tyson Fury and Dylan Whyte went at it in front of more than 90,000 fans, 94,000 to be precise, at Wembley Stadium. It wasn't a contest in the end. A 6th round knockout delivered by Tyson Fury, undisputed, still undefeated. Never in doubt. I mean, Daniel, this was never in doubt. And we talk about the heavyweight division. The fights that we want, we're not getting them. Instead, this is what we're getting.
Yeah, this is why a lot of people don't want to have this conversation, but the UFC is still in the boxing market. Because their fights are quick. Look, we should have had some top fight. how come in 2022 now Wilder and AJ will never fight because now both of them don't have a belt. It's over, it's gone. This was never a big bout. It was just, of course, because a bout is in Britain, it's 2 Brits, so to get the publicity. But this was look, honestly, it was a complete waste of time. A complete waste of 6 rounds. We all knew. Phil literally played around for 5 rounds and was like, okay, I'm tired. Go to sleep. And then he takes his belt and he goes.
Yeah, it almost looked like he wanted to give the fans something because he could have knocked him out way earlier.
That's a sad thing. If this was Wilder, this would have ended in 30
the second
seconds.
round.
Yeah. And 30 seconds in the first round. He doesn't have time.
I'm sure, like he said, because they were all.
94,000. You don't want them to leave after 2 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, that's our show for today. We don't have enough time to show you the F1, of course, but congratulations to Max Verstappen, the world champion. He won the Imola Grand Prix in Italy. Lewis Hamilton finished outside the points, and also Charles Leclerc did not even make the podium. So maybe the Red Bull finally getting their acts together to be competing again. But that's our show for tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in from wherever you did. Thanks a lot for your messages as well. Always appreciated. My name is Fentio Tahiru Fentio. Coach Christopher Nimley and Daniel Cranton were my guests. Until next time, do take care and bye-bye.